Well, if there's one thing I can say for sure, is that you need to catch this movie. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a brand new VOD release, Catch the Fair One. Before we begin, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this movie were, if you already saw it, or if you were planning on seeing it, and make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like these reviews, as it helps me out immensely by getting my content out there. And if you're new here, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with more movie-related content like reviews and rankings on a near-daily basis. But let's not waste any more time, and let's talk about Catch the Fair One. This stars Kali Reis as Kaylee, a former champion boxer who embarks on the fight of her life when she goes in search of her missing sister. This is written and directed by Yosef Kubata Wilyatka, and it comes from a story co-written by him and Reis, who I'm truthfully not familiar with prior to this, but she is a professional boxer herself, making her acting debut here. And it's a story that hits close to home for her, as I read a little bit about her, and she is a major advocate for the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls movement, which is a movement through both the US and Canada that fights to bring awareness to, well, what the name indicates, especially in its connection to issues such as sex trafficking and sexual assault. And I bring that up because that all plays a major part into the plot of this movie. We find out quickly that Kaylee's sister Wita was kidnapped and taken into a sex trafficking ring, and the only way Kaylee manages to uncover any sort of information about her is to enter this horrifying world herself. So it's a social issue drama that also acts as one part revenge thriller. It's a rather bleak film, but one that's powerfully acted, beautifully shot, and often nerve-wracking. Though it doesn't sacrifice its character work for cheap genre thrills. This is not something in the vein of Taken, as it often plays things fairly grounded and sometimes understated. Now, while I wouldn't call it a fast-paced thrill ride, and if you're going into this thinking it'll be something along those lines, you'll be disappointed, though I also wouldn't call it a slow burn either. It's just that each dramatic beat acts like a ticking time bomb where not much might be happening in that exact moment, but given the circumstances of each situation, you know something big's about to happen, which will shortly be followed by something explosive. So it's paced very well, but it's never one that revels in its violence, even when Kaylee has the upper hand on these horrible people. There's a real grit to the movie, and one with almost a purposeful messiness to its execution. Reis not being an actor prior to this adds a lot to the film's authenticity, as it reflects Kaylee's own journey as your atypical protagonist. Since this character is a boxer, and a good one, she's quick to think on her feet, but that helps her more to improvise when in a sticky situation, rather than because she's very calculating and knows how to plan out each and every move. She makes mistakes throughout this, and a lot of her plans and attempts to be cunning wind up not coming to fruition the way she'd like, with characters even calling her on her bluffs at one or two points, as now Kaylee has to quickly readjust her plans, but it also reflects the messiness of the real world and how horrifying it can be when at its worst. While this is Ray's first role, she actually does a damn good job here, with some truly compelling moments that will repeatedly reel us back in and remind us that this isn't your typical Hollywood revenge thriller and is meant to be a reflection on the way in which the world may disregard entire communities or people within those communities. There's especially a powerful scene early on in which she sits down with her mother that I thought was especially effective at this. So this isn't an escapist movie, nor is it the stylish of movies out there. And if those kind of movies are mainly your thing, you might not really enjoy this, as it's not a feel-good film. It's also one that might not always be the most satisfying, especially when it comes to its ending, which I won't give away, of course. But in a way, that's also the point of the film. It's once again a reflection that, unlike Hollywood, there's a messiness when it comes to the resolution of conflicts, or sometimes lack thereof, and not everything is going to be neatly wrapped up in a bow. It can really be stomach-churning, especially in its reflection of real-world horrors, but in its presentation, it also has a powerful message and serves as an emotional punch to the gut. Catch the Fair One is a brutal film, but it's one that also has something to say. Taking the revenge thriller genre, stripping of it all of its glossiness, and injecting it with meaningful social issues, this is a rather bleak film that addresses real-world horrors that aren't spoken of more. It's the sort of film that might not be for those who prefer stylish Hollywood thrillers, but it's powerfully acted, beautifully shot, and it mixes its thrills with something meaningful to say. Catch the Fair One gets an 8 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Catch the Fair One, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Do you want to see more from Kali Reis? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone, and keep having fun with film.